Welcome back to Indigenous Talk, Season 3, Episode 9, Elora's Dad. Apologize for the short delay reviewing these last two episodes. We're here.
Ian, host of Native Film Talk.
Elias, I run a YouTube channel, Native Media Theory.
I am the legendary Jacob Billy. Hello.
Skodan.
Let's do this.
Directed by Sterling Harjo, written by K. DeVry Jacobs. We start off the episode, bro, you gotta be smart to go to college. You come here to learn, not snag.
Don't mess around.
That would be a good motivational Native Center quote to post on the wall.
Put in the dorm rooms, man. Be like, I'm here to learn, not snag.
I'm going on a snagging spree if I go to college. They get into some unique terms right here. Snag spree, snagadelic baby, snagaholic.
Not gonna lie, I put this in my dictionary.
Snagaholic.
Like a Halo references here. Snagging spree.
Snag-tastic.
A couple terms I came up with maybe could use snagtastrophe. In the case of a snag, that is a catastrophe. Snagasaurus, snaganomics. I mean, you're at college. So, snaganomics.
Well, one of our uncles will be teaching that class. This is Snagonomics 101.
They head over to go and see Allora. Immediately, they start goofing around.
Reminded me of first Thor movie. His friends back on Asgard see him. They're
Oh,
all like,
yeah.
and everything.
One of us goes to college. We all go. Debbie, the school counselor. That's not supposed to be there.
It's all photoshopped in there.
I'm assuming this is Down Under in Vegas.
No, I'm going to have to correct it. This looks like Chippendales.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, I was gonna say Chippendales.
Okay, question. How does Ian know?
I see a lot of billboards, man. Chris Farley, Patrick Swayze. That's how I know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Ain't supposed to be there. Auntie's night out, my birthday. Yay!
That's not supposed to be there, and then just puts it back.
Puts it back.
We hear Lord Dan wants to maybe major in mental health, which totally makes sense. What about a scientist? A tribal leader? I feel like many indigenous students have probably gotten this rather than...
Shooting for
Beyond
the
their
stars.
Yes.
Yeah.
Jobs just sound good, not necessarily what fits.
Y'all's are going to be partying, and y'all's going to be snagging. Freshman year was lit. Gets too into it.
I love it.
Get your 49 songs ready. Yes, yeah, hey, 49.
What?
This is college.
Graduate spots with you in a minute.
They talk about financial aid. Just need your father's information. I don't have a dad. Girl, like your mom's a virgin. You got a daddy. He's on your birth certificate. And then we get a fantastic line, possibly even t-shirt worthy. You're going to need a daddy to get this cheddar.
Do you wearing that, Pat, at the flea market?
That was a random character that I didn't know I needed. It's fantastic.
Oh, yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
So they're not going to give you money. I might have to go find him. And then Bear, I'm assuming he says this sarcastically. Yeah, or you can have a relationship with him like I do my dad.
Yeah, I think he meant that
Like,
sarcastically.
I should go alone. He's with the great reference like Luke did when he went to Dagobah.
Second Star Wars reference this season when Willie Jack. This is like Empire Strikes Back.
This is like Empire Strikes Back.
Third, if you include Maximus.
Oh,
yeah.
Next scene of the paint store. Prior to watching this episode, we did not know who was going to be playing Elora's dad.
This came out of nowhere to me.
Ethan Hawke.
Yeah, pleasant surprise.
Amazing.
I was, Captain, my captain. Oh my God.
Rick is very friendly. Laura just spying on him. Laura starts texting, my dad's a big stoner. Bet he knows Uncle Brown again.
But I love that one.
In this episode in particular, I feel like they used music a lot with specific scenes. As Rick is driving, the song that we get hinting towards the situation, we get two or three other moments that are exactly like this. The music lyrics perfectly paint what is happening on screen. Starts to notice, hey, I'm being followed. Yeah, Elora Dad is just bad.
She's not good at following. I was going to take a moment right here. Welcome to another moment with Uncle, where if you're being followed, make 3 right turns. If they follow you 3 times, they're following you. Or, you know.
Yeah.
Starts to realize who this might be. Cut to our next scene, the diner. Elora Dan is still very kind of skittish.
The whole conversation is just awkward.
I don't know if you're hungry. No, I had chips. Chips for breakfast? What? Shout out to Elora Dan and Girl Dinner. I need some info from you. Financial aid stuff. Waitress comes over. You want anything to eat? Rick kind of gets a little excited. Hey, let's get some pie. That's how he would act if he was with his kids. Elora grabs her coffee, starts to pour her sugar. A little too much sugar.
Jeez.
You want some coffee with your sugar?
Yeah, for real. Doing that for like almost 10 whole seconds.
Like on Men in Black. Sugar. Pours it all in. Allora right here.
For real.
The Allora special right here. Named you, right? From the movie Willow. Rick just doesn't know how to handle the situation. I mean, I don't know how anyone would handle this situation. I feel like I should tell you that I'm sorry. You don't have to do that. I'm grown.
It was like this little moment of maturity from
I agree.
Allora.
The younger kid version, when the show started, I think she would have wanted to erupt in anger. Instead, she's at peace with a lot of stuff and just is like, hey, I don't really need anything from you now other than what you can put on this paper.
As Allora gets up to go get a pen, Rick just stares at her, thinking all sorts of different thoughts. And then we also get the reverse camera zooming in on her. She's also thinking. But on Alora's end, camera holds a lot longer. It's after this, we do see she starts to open up a little bit more. You know, I can cover this. Fine. I mean, it's just a cup of coffee. They have a handshake.
Very cordial.
I'll be right back, tells Allora. He's like, hey, I got something for you back at my house. And then Rick does not go back inside and pay for the
I know. I'll be right back.
Welcome to our mansion. You have kids? Yeah, you have siblings. Similar first episode where Bear finds out he has half siblings.
Yeah, there's a big contrast for sure. Bear's situation with his dad. We get the exact opposite.
How many kids do you have? Megan, Marty, Allie. Some people tried to find the meaning. Allie, Breakfast Club, Marty, Back to the Future.
Megan could be a wrinkle of time.
It could be a few different things. Are you like full white?
Guilty.
It kind of reminded me of Walter White. You got me.
Did one of those 23andMe's. Turns out I'm 99% European and 1% unknown. Immediately made me think of What We Do in the Shadows.
It says here that I am 100% white.
People are from all different places. It just can't say white on your paper. Oh, wow, 100% white.
The good news is we come from a line of Quakers. They are some BA mother effers. I got a surprise for you. Photo of Laura Dan when she's a baby. I have a bad habit of running. Hey, that's where I get that from. Relating to running away from things when it gets hard. Tries to run from the memories of Daniel when she ditched Bear. Then when she ran out of the room rather than be with her family during Mabel's passing. Rick here, he takes a lot, but he also takes a little of the blame. He goes back and forth.
He's owning up to it.
Yes, he
He's
is.
just like, blame it on me. It's my fault.
Could make the argument, why didn't he run now? Curious if that's processing in Alora's mind. Well, maybe he isn't that bad of a guy after all.
Gotta pick up my kids from school. Okay, sure. They continue to walk down the street. This is actually one continuous shot, and it's almost 3 whole minutes. Camera never cuts away.
One take dialogue scenes have to do a lot of rehearsal beforehand. The conversation they have here too is just so raw.
Oh, yeah. And also connect this with the Richard Linklater films. I happen to be a Linklater fanboy. And so many of the reviews I read, they all just kept talking about the Before trilogy, which if you haven't seen any of these, oh, you're missing out.
You gotta watch them.
Beautiful. Not until we get Boyhood, Before Midnight, Juliet Naked. He plays as a character very similar to what he is right here. The talent of Ethan Hawke, I thought it was amazing. We were able to have this in Reservation Dogs. Gets to this line, he's got a second chance to be a better father.
I got a second chance to be a better father. You never get the first pancake right.
Good old pancakes, man. Good old pancakes.
No, it's similar. Got to make that test fry bread first to test the heat. You don't connect that to a baby.
I mean, he said it so casually.
I don't understand why I didn't just go down there and knock on your door like you did. Rick had all of this time, but he didn't. Similar to Rita and Cookie episode. Rita had all that time to go and see Allora, but she didn't. And then they mention Coach Bobson. Hey. Shout out to
Bill Burr.
Yes. He can't even play basketball. I don't want to take you away from your family, your people. He knows the importance of our indigenous communities.
There's also the hint that Mabel didn't want nothing to do with him. I think that's another contributing factor that like Mabel wouldn't talk about him. She wouldn't bring him up to Allora.
Allora, he's also grown so much. She is calling him out.
They're both at a point now in their lives where they're able to have this conversation. This is the type of conversation that I think a lot of people would love to have with an estranged parent. I mean, it's a conversation I'd love to have with my dad.
Bus pulls up. She meets her half siblings. I can't imagine how Allora might be feeling. Rick started a whole new family and just forgot about me. How come they get the chance at a better life? Gosh, it's like,
I think right here is that moment. She could have chose to be resentful toward him. I appreciated that she decides to go along with it.
They accept her right away, which I thought was very interesting. Rick talks to his kids. We see that he becomes a different person. They connect over pizza. I'm not doing this. Someone else did this. Someone else tried to find the meaning in the pizza. Half cheese, half pepperoni. Again, I'm not doing this. Could that be Elora's half white plain cheese? And then the other
I don't know, man. I got kids and they won't touch pepperoni, so it just made sense to me.
And we get a hug between them. There is a potential family connection right here. There is love. Made me think of Maximus episode. It's all about love. We get confirmation that Rick is actually 99% white. Says, all right, everybody buckled up. Let's do it. Instead of
Do this. Go, Dan. Let's do it.
Yes.
Gee whiz.
Laura gets on the car and then end of the scene. Had a fun little tidbit. Honor Ethan Hawke with the blanket.
We're gonna give you a proper res dog brat. Thanks for being here with us. That's been amazing. Well, thank you.
He's Uncle Hawk now.
Uncle Hawke. Oh yeah.
Go fly
He's
with
Uncle
the
Hawk.
Eagles.
Yeah.
So awesome to see that. Overall, I thought this episode was fantastic. I might be a little biased. Linklater fanboying me.
Yeah, I feel like Ethan Hawke's presence just kind of made stakes of Allora finding her dad just feel a lot more heavier. Very glad that they were able to get Ethan Hawke for it, because now it's kind of hard to think of another actor in his place for this. I don't want to say heart-wrenching, but more hard-hitting emotional episodes, and I really liked it.
It definitely was heart-wrenching for sure. On a personal note, this is almost my exact personal story. Don't know my biological father. I know he has a family. Started after me. Never met him. This particular episode was interesting to process. Just as a viewer, I envisioned what would that interaction look like. It was really good for me to watch this episode, play through how I would personally react. Just the variety of parents and parenting in this entire show. How they reconcile, like, what does that mean for me and how I came to be an adult and how I'm going to treat my family moving forward. I really like that Allora didn't drive a stake through it and say, my community is my family and that's it. She's going to need community. She recognizes the importance for that.
Before Mabel passed, it was just her and Mabel. In the end, she finally accepted it. Now she has like a bigger family. Right there's her community.
But with that, see you guys next time. Series finale.